this is Rosa Rubio Giotto from RCG Creations. How are you? I'm going to be making today some Christmas cards, but this one's going to be a little bit different. It's a pull tab card, and what it is this little pull tab die, and it's perforated right here. So when you pull down on the little tab, a message will be behind each little box. And what I've already done is I went ahead and measured my card front. And I'm using a regular A2 size card, and I'm going to angle it this way, and I just ran that through my Gemini, so see where it all cut it nice and pretty. So it's all set, good to go. But what I want to do now is I had already put some little pencil marks right here of where my die is going to go, so I know where I need to put the little messages. Oop, right up here. So, I kind of want this in the middle there. So I'm going to grab me a little bit of tape just to hold this down. And then, I'm going to get my glue. I already had some pre-cut ho-ho-hos with an exclamation point from last year. So I'm going through my stash of Christmas stuff from last year. I'm going to use that before I make any more new stuff. And so that's what I'm going to put. It's going to say ho ho ho. And then the little stamp, this tiny little stamp that says Merry Christmas is going to go on the bottom. On the last box actually, not the bottom. So let me get my little tweezers because I know I'm going to need those to hold these tiny little things. And these things are small. Okay, I'm just going to add some adhesive. And then put it inside the box. And get my little exclamation point. Get this thing is tiny. See how small that is? Okay, there's that one. Now I'm going to do green. Oops. Whenever you're doing your die cuts, there's one side that's smooth and straight and the other part, that's the back part. I hope you can see that the little ridges there. But you always want to have the smooth side on top. It just makes it look a little bit more crisper, more professional looking, a little bit nicer looking, better quality. But again, it's up to you. Okay, that takes care of the H-O and the green. And let's do the exclamation point. Oops. Turn my tweezers around. Okay. Now the red ho ho ho. I'm cleaning out the part of the between the H and the O that didn't cut very well. I'm just using my fingernail to push it down so it looks more crisper. And actually, I'm going to show you. You see that between the H and the O? I hope you can see that. It didn't cut all the way through on the die machine. So I'm just going to snip it myself, and then don't know where it landed. It landed somewhere on my table. There we go. It's all cleaned up. There you go. So I'm going to get my tweezers, put the glue. I always like to work with the glue away from my project just in case there's a spill. I don't get any excess glue on my project. Oops, did this backwards, but that's okay. You can move it around. because I have it taped down, so I know it's going to be safe. Okay, get my little exclamation point. And that takes care of that. Now I'm just going to paint myself some little pencil marks so I know where to stamp, because you don't want to stamp with the metal thing because it won't go through. So I'm just going to lightly put a pencil mark on the inside. And I can erase it. Take off my tape. Close up my glue before it dries up on me. Don't want to do that. Have that happen. Okay, let me get my little stamp. Okay, come on. Get on my block. Oops, which way does it say? Okay, Merry Christmas. This little thing is tiny. I hope you can see that. It's it's tiny. Okay, let's see. What color stamp ink color are we going to use? I think we ought to go for kind of a red. Let's go for a red. Oh no, let's go for a green because this is red and green. Let's go for a green. Okay, I don't like those color greens there. Let me go to my ink pads and get a Christmas green color, which I have right here. And this is from the Diamond Press. I got this years ago, the Diamond Press ink pad. It doesn't say what color, but I know it's green. Okay, so I'm going to open this up just because I want to make sure that I get a good impression. And when you use the clear stamps, you always want to look at it to make sure there's not any bubbles. Because if there's any bubbles, that means you need to condition the stamp. And you can see there's no bubbles on it. Condition just means you get your finger and then kind of rub it a couple of times. Some people say get a nail file and lightly sand it. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. But I prefer just to get my finger and rub it, rub and rub and rub. Then I get a clean microfiber towel and then I just wipe it down to get rid of any excess oils from my hands. And before I go any further, because I don't want to mess this up, I know most of this is going to be covered, but you never know. So I want to get rid of this excess ink off my stamp. Whoops. Now it says Merry Christmas. Let me ink it one more time. I want to make sure there's plenty of ink. And then I'm hoping I'm in focus here for you. Okay, so get it inside the box. I do like to carry, purchase these little bitty tiny stamps because I do a lot of little projects. These are great for for inchies. These things like this pull tab dies. Yay! Turned out good. Think. Okay, I'll clean that later. Put that to the side. Move this because I am going to put the pull down so that way people know, the recipient knows to pull down. I'm sure they're going to see it. They're going to know when they see it because they'll see the perforated edges. But it's nice to have that on there. And see, it says pull down. And that's what I'm going to stamp on top so they know what to do with it. So now I'm just going to erase my pencil marks. Get my trusty little eraser pencil. I love this. It's a mechanical pencil called Pentel Ollie Eraser ZE22 from Japan. I got this like at Office Depot. Oh shoot, a good 20 years ago. And this is still the same white ink. but I use it all the time, but a little goes a long way. I have a package of refills, but I still haven't had to use them yet. I just want to make sure all the pencil marks are gone. Okay, that's all gone. Let me get my ATG gun, and I'm going to add adhesive all the way around, but of course you don't want to put anything on here. So just go around the edge here, this little edge, all the way here and all the way here, because you want to make sure this is nice and attached, so when the recipient pulls on the tabs, it doesn't tear up your card. I just like to start on the edge. I always start on the edge because I like to have a clean cut, adhesive all the way clean. Be careful not to do the very edge, right on the edge there, because you don't want to get any on here, because you want to be able to have that pull apart. And now I'm going to go on this edge just below the end of the pull tab. Now I'm going to go to this edge, turn it around. I want to make sure I get it right in here, so they have room to, they have room to pull, and the whole thing doesn't come apart on them. Okay, so there's that. Let me get a piece. And if I did this correctly, this should line up, but I'm going to test this first. And the way you want to test it is you just want to make sure, because this is on the edge, this is on the edge, and yep, see? It's going to be right along where it's supposed to be. So I did that good. And I measured this to be on the bottom over here. And this is going to be on the edge over here. Oops, that's going to be off just a tad. So let me give myself a little bit of a border on the top and the bottom. Smooth that down. Get rid of any excess adhesive you may have. And there's the card front. And I'm not going to show you, but this is what I made earlier for Get Well for a Little Boy. And I get some stencils with the Tim Holtz stencil kits. Those, the stencil shifters. And I did that, and then, but you could definitely see the pull tabs here. And of course I'm not going to take away, because this is going to go to somebody, but they were just pulled down on this little tabs, and there's the hidden message. And that's what I did, was just a personal note there on the inside for this little boy. So there's what that is. So I'm going to go ahead and embellish the top part. But actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and get my black ink. And I'm going to ink where on the pull down, so the recipient knows. Rotate your ink. You know, when you open it up, this is normally what you do, because this is the way it stands. Always rotate your ink pad so you continue to use all of it, and you don't wear one side down more than the other. And I just felt myself get on the ink pad, so I'm going to wipe my fingers, because I just felt that go in. Now I'm just going to add the stamp right here on, so they know to pull down. Typically I count to 10. That's how I know that ink should be on there. It should be more than enough and saturated and leave a good impression. And it's a little hard to see, but that's okay, because you know what? They're going to be able to still, as soon as they get it, you'll be able to know exactly what this is. This is not really a hard, like, what is this kind of card? Sometimes you get these cards and it's like, oh, what do you do with it? What does it do? Oh, and I didn't. You see that I didn't hit the pull very dark. I'm going to see if I can get back and line it up. And if I can, and I'm sorry, but I gotta put this close to me so I can see. If I think I can get it, I'm gonna do it, but if I don't, And I was off just a smidge, as you can see, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. And I'll clean. Sorry about that, the battery went out. So that's the front of the card, and there's the little pull tabs. And then I'm just going to put this little die cut. It's a little bell with some foil on it. Get my glue. Put this on, and then this card is finished. Okay. Put that in the center. Let me give myself some eyeball room. Let me eyeball that. That's on there. Close my glue because I don't want this to dry up. And there is the completed card. So this is a pull tab card. You pull on the little tabs, just like it says here. Pull, 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 pull. So you just pull each one. And behind it we wrote, I put the die cuts, ho, 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 with a little exclamation point. And then Merry Christmas is on the bottom. And you can't see it at all because I used the 110 Neenah white cardstock. And then this is just a die cut with the gold foil on it. And that's the card. And then I'm going to bring back the other one. This is a card that I made for a little boy who got hurt, and giving him some get well wishes. And there's some little messages behind each one of the doors, but I'm not going to open that because that belongs to that little boy. But as you can see now, this one I used paper. It was just craft paper. This one I used cardstock. So most of the cardstock stuck better. This one here, it's kind of bubbling up. I don't know why, but that's okay. Probably it'll squish down more when it goes down into the mail and stuff. But those are the two cards. And those were made with the following. I'm going to give you an itemized list just so you know. I used the green ink on this card. I'm just going to name this card here. I used the green ink for the messages for Merry Christmas right here in the very end. And this is from Diamond Press. And then I used the pull down. So the word pull and the word down to put on the little tabs. This is from May Made It. This is her kit that she made in 2017. I don't see a name anywhere on there, but I remember when she was advertising it on her YouTube channel. It's called the Action Stamp, I think is what it's called. But I could be wrong, but anyway, this is where I got that from. And then here is just the pull tab die, which this is all it is. This is it. There's nothing else to it. Okay. And then, oh, you know what? I take that back. Because I got this, and I'm not exactly for sure, but I think that's where I came from, is that pull tab die. Oh no, this is something else. This is another pull tab die. And here's the die here. And then it's got the three little inserts that you can take in and out, but they are shaped differently. They've got different diagrams on here. But you would pull the whole thing and then you would see something different. And then this is the revealed, the zipper die pull tab. And this is just two different sizes. They're both exactly the same. They're just two different sizes. And they're both called, all this is called pull tab dies. So there's three different kinds. Here's one kind, there's a second, and here's a third kind. This one just takes one solid piece, just like I did here on these two cards right here. This one is just like I have here. And here's the card. And then you would reveal the message, pull it. And these are just, this is mine, so I'm not going to do anything with it. And you would reveal the message and see. This is my sample, so I know what to measure. So this is 1 inch from this end, and then 1 inch from the bottom to here. Just so I know. I wrote myself some little measurements in 1/2 inch. Then you pull it, and then there it reveals your message. So this is called the Reveal Pull Tab Die. That's what I've been told it's called. I don't really know for sure if I'm correct or not. But this pull tab die comes in two sizes, the big long one and then the smaller one. And of course for this size card I use the smaller one. Again, excuse me, sorry for this. I forget you got it upside down because I don't have a good camera here yet. And that's the one, the smaller size. But you can do the same thing as this one on a larger version. And then here's this pull tab die, and then here's another pull tab. You just pull this whole thing, all this, because this is perforated, would pull down and reveal 3 little messages. And you can make them all the same size frames. The frames are just different. It just comes with 3 different frames designs. And I make my own pockets out of sheet protectors, and I use my fuse tool to seal the bag, and I just measure to whatever it is that I'm using. And oops. And I like to put my samples behind each one. So I'm going to make another one of these. That way I have a sample of each one with my measurements and my notes. So I know the next time I make it, it won't take near as long to make it, because I already know what's going on. And that is, oh, no, I'm sorry, take that back. Here is the Sizzix framelits with stamps, item number 560195. And I used the little beady Merry Christmas right here. See, so this is an example of why it's nice to get word stamps and then some tiny little stamps, because you never know when you may come up across something. Of course, this is made to go with these little tags to what you make your messages, but of course you can use these for other items just like I did here. So that's all that's all the supplies that I used. If you have any questions, definitely give me a shout out. Put a message in the comments. I do look at those and review them. And please hit like and share. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And I thank you so much, and we'll see you at the next video. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Hi there, I'm back. When you're making like pull tabs or something that's revealing a message, a nice idea, if you have one or if you don't, purchase one, is a light box. This one is the H-U-I-O-N. I think I pronounced that right. I've tried to pronounce it, but I don't know. This was given to me by a good friend of mine who got somebody was cleaning out their craft room, and their mother had passed away, and she just gave her a whole bunch of boxes of craft stuff because she knew she was crafty, and she had no need for it because she will never use it. So she asked me if I would, and I go, yeah, I love it. So I was fortunate enough that this is brand new, and I got it for free. But it's got measurements all along here and all along on the top. I'm not going to turn it on because with the video I know you won't be able to see anything. And it has an outlet, and it does have the USB outlet also, which is really kind of nice, so you can just plug it into your computer. And I do take this with me to crops, which is really nice. And this little button right over here has it on, and this particular model has 3 different settings, so it goes on. But this is perfect to put your card on. And let me get that card. And oh, you know what? I already sealed it up and postage it because I had to get everything ready to get in the mail for tomorrow. But anyway, you just turn the light on, you put your item on top, and then you put your other item. And I'm just going to use this just so you have this. Here's the cardstock, and then here's the item. So you turn it on, and you see this is where you want. Like, say for example, you only want it to show this part right here. You would put it on top, and then you'd be able to reveal, so that way you would know exactly where to line this up. Like, say for example, I wanted this. This is an embossed thing of bicycles. As you can see, there's embossed bicycles on there. But let's say for example I wanted to reveal something behind just this one bicycle. I would cut this part out. I would perforate it so it doesn't so it's not totally cut, and then that way the recipient can pull down on it or pull with the pull tab, and they would reveal the message inside, which in this particular case would be that message that's right down here. So this is a double layer item, which is really great to go with that pull tab card that I'm showing on this video here. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. For those who have access to it or already have one, you may have one in your craft room, or husband may have it from when he had it in his job and stuff, but this is a perfect tool to have. And this really is lightweight, of course, because this is glass. You still want to protect it. So thank you so much, and I will see you at the next video. Thank you, and hit like, share, and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.